You are live. Mine says video starting. So.
Yeah, this light's a little bit in my way. What's up? What's up? What's up? Move that right.
There you go. You're good.
Boom.
Well, hello, everyone.
All right, what's going on, everybody? I need somebody to jump in on Handlebars and Cigars on YouTube. Let me know my volume.
Likewise, if anybody's watching yet on Facebook, I think you're good on volume.
Yeah, I think I am too.
All right. So we're just waiting on my side.
Okay.
But I think we're good to go, man. We can start it off a little bit.
All right, y'all ready to kick it? We can. All right, what's going on, everybody? Again, my name is Kel. You can follow me on Handlebars and Cigars on both Instagram and on YouTube. And over to my left, we have
Will Hart from the world famous Cigars.
World's famous Cigars. And once again, we appreciate you guys coming in, checking us out. We got a good show for you guys here tonight. We're going to have a special guest come in a little bit later on in the show. Kind of talk to you guys about some things that he's currently doing. And also talk a little bit about some spirits, some whiskey in particular. I'll give you guys a little hint. I don't know if y'all can see that.
There we go. That's good.
Okay, we're rocking with some Nearest 1884. So we're real excited about that. I want to turn it over to Will. Will got a couple of things he wants to share with you before we get the party up and running, right?
Well, let's let everybody know what we're going to be smoking.
Okay.
It's the Roma Craft Crow Magnum. And hopefully I say this right. The Aquatine, which is a full body cigar, which was gifted to us.
Hi.
Kareem Barnes, thank you very much. One of our neighbors.
Yes.
He said we need to review this stick, so I think that's what we're gonna do.
All right.
And I know Corey had mentioned you may not want to do this whole thing without having some chocolate. Oh. So I know you already dug into some chocolate prior.
Some fancy chocolate too.
Some fancy chocolate. It's like some Savannah kind of thing, right?
Yeah. Some Savannah chocolate. I wish I kept the wrap. I think you have yours over there.
Oh no, I still have it. I took a bite out of mine. It was the Savannah's Candy Kitchen.
Gotcha.
The milk chocolate gopher.
The gopher. Gotcha.
That's this little buddy here. All right. So
I already put a V on it.
Man, you're too fast for me today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna adjust camera a little bit. There we go. Just so, because I'm like leaning. There we go. That's a little better. I don't have to lean as much. But yeah, so we're gonna try this one out, and I'm gonna light it before I cut it, because that's like my thing now.
Pre-toast. I hear you.
The pre-toast thing. So what you getting off that dry draw?
Actually, it's carrying some heat, even off the dry draw. The dry draw, I mean, as far as no
notes of anything.
I'm getting some earth, some definitely some pepper.
Okay.
On the dry draw. Also, it's free flowing too. I'm getting no restriction or no.
Okay. So the draw is good.
The draw is great. So obviously it's been seasoned properly. And
well, thank you, Kareem, for doing that, and thank you for joining us.
Yep.
And he said you didn't roast your cigar first. No, he doesn't. He just cuts right to the chase.
I did last week, boss. I didn't do it this week. I'm so excited that we received a gift from you that I, jumped ahead a couple of steps. But thank you again for this gift.
Wow, I see what you're saying about the draw.
Yeah, man. Oh,
wow. Smooth. It is smooth. It's like butter smooth. Don't burn yourself. Oh, and Douglas, thank you for joining us. He says that cigar is a banger for sure. Right. And we are planning to enjoy, brother. That's for sure. Yeah, I'm getting a little, it's sort of like a light pepper. What do you call that? Like a white pepper, light pepper, whatever it is.
Wow, this is rich.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a full body cigar,
Mm-hmm.
from what I
Oh, most
understand.
definitely, yeah.
Yeah, right in our ballpark. Am I right? Like
Mhm.
a full body cigar
Definitely
that's tasty.
definitely in
but
our wheelhouse.
The draw is great, and so far the burn is good. And Reem also says that they're crusties. You know what crusty is?
No, I heard of Krusty the Crown.
You
The
mean
clown.
Krusty the Clown?
Yeah.
Yeah, from The Simpsons.
Yes.
And believe it or not, that's what I thought the first time around. You know, Krusty the Clown is kind of nasty.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was a nasty cigar. No, it's actually when it's aged. I'm sure if you look at your cellophane on that, it's yellowish. Because mine sure was, and I'm pretty sure you kept them in the same humidor. This is tasty, bro. Thank you. Liking this. Hey.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good. Hope you don't mind. We started a little bit without you.
That's all right. That's all right.
Appreciate it.
Good to see you.
Come on in.
What's going on,
What's
man?
up, man? How you doing?
Doing well, doing well. Oh, y'all got a bottle out here.
Uh-huh.
Oh my goodness.
Well, we try to set the mood here.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and germs, here we got Mr. David Neely again, back in the house. Like I mentioned earlier, he was our special guest that come through. And actually, he got some news he wants to share with you. I know we've been telling a little bit on previous shows, but I want him to go ahead and reintroduce himself to you. He has another title added onto his business card. So the business
As if
card
there wasn't
folds,
enough, right?
Yeah. Business card folds out now.
Right.
It's
See,
one of those business
yeah,
cards.
I think about just making it to a video. Like a short movie, right? Just give it out. It's click the link.
Well, look, Dave, the floor is yours.
So the new dream gig is I am the Uncle Nearest ambassador to the Carolinas. So really excited about that. It's an incredible brand. The company is fundamentally strong, and it's just an amazing organization doing some very unique things. There are some very unique people in the industry. Unique things like they are the fastest growing brand, I think, in America for the last 5 years.
Really?
Yeah, and they got over 620 accolades. It started in 2017.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, just started.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, so I already got a couple people. Douglas says, "Hi, David.
Hey, man.
Good to see you again. Congratulations on the additional gig."
Thank you. Took out my day job.
Hey, a dude walks in silent and breaks out the white label.
Oh.
That's from Corey.
Yeah. Good stuff.
So with this gig,
Mhm.
Kind of walk us and our viewers through what was that process like? I know, schmo like me just can't wake up and say, "Hey, can you make me an ambassador?" So what were some of the, prerequisites? Or was there an interviewing process involved?
Well,
Did you have to kind of go tell the story?
that was a battle.
Okay.
We were taken out to the middle of a lake in Tennessee.
Okay, with
And
a knife and a compass.
That's all I had.
So it was either sink or swim.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with those scenarios.
Yeah. So there was a small floating island, and whichever one of us made it back to shore.
Boom.
We got
the green jacket.
Yeah.
They gave you the green jacket.
It was a tough gig, man.
Oh man.
This business is all about relationships.
Uh-huh.
Nothing comes easy. I will say one thing about Uncle Nearest organization, as far as I know, it is very much value system is very much built on excellence, on persistence, on just being nice, right? That is just the Southern way of being, and they're very strong in that. Just be a nice person. Don't be a jerk.
Okay.
Right. So and there are a lot of people out there like that.
Now, for me, somebody on the outside looking in, I look at Uncle Nearest too as a brand with a hell of a story.
Yeah.
I hear the story. I mean, is that part of the DNA of the brand?
Absolutely. It's everything, right? The story is everything.
Nice.
That's for our audience guests too. We got to build the audience size, right? We need about 99 more people.
I know.
Did they not know I was coming?
Well, we're saving that. We're saving that. Yeah. I'll make that announcement later. Okay. Go ahead.
The story. You asked me about the story.
Yes.
So, Uncle Nearest was leased. Well, he was born somewhere around 1820. If you ever found a bottle of 1820 whiskey,
That's cool.
Whiskey's for drinking, right?
Right.
Except the 18 bottle of 1820. If you see a bottle, get two. Drink one and have it.
And then hide the other.
It is really, really good. It's, that bottle's about 11 years old, I think. It's aged about 11 years, and it's just an amazing sweet taste.
Wow.
If you see one in the bar, go ahead and buy. Go ahead and buy a shot. So at any rate, Uncle Nearest, born to West African parents, somewhere in Maryland around 1820 or so, is leased by the Green Leasing Company.
Okay.
To a guy named Dan Call over in Tennessee. And Uncle Nearest is making whiskey. The thing he did that was unique to other whiskey makers was he filtered this water, this naturally limestone laden water, because going up through the middle of the country, through Tennessee and on up, the limestone's everywhere.
Yes.
Right. And so this limestone takes out some of the more hard
minerals,
minerals, like iron and whatnot. And so it makes the water soft, and so you can absorb flavors and all that stuff. It doesn't turn that ugly black color when you heat it up and do this process with it. At any rate, so he's filtering the water through this charcoal, as his parents told him, in order to clean it, and it really impacted the flavor in a way that no other whiskey, no other bourbon tastes. When you make when you make whiskey, there's some naturally occurring compounds. It happens in other bottles too. Naturally occurring compounds. Well, you got the lime water. Yeah, limestone water. Yeah.
I figured I'd bring that out in case we decide to use some of that.
Yeah. Some of those compounds, two of those compounds are called congeners and esters.
Okay.
These two compounds acting together give whiskey flavor and scent. Depending on the temperature at which these compounds are formed, these flavors can be good or they can be bad.
Right.
Scent's the same way.
Okay.
So the artistry that blenders like Victoria E. Butler, the 5th generation master blender at Uncle Nearest, she's 5th generation descendant of Uncle Nearest. The artistry is that when they're seeing the whiskey come off the still, they're separating it into three streams. The heads, hearts, and the tail. They take the hearts, and that's what they use. They drop into through the sugar maple charcoal to filter out those congeners and esters.
Okay.
To give Tennessee whiskey its very unique taste.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
so Uncle Nearest is doing that.
And Douglas says the origin story is amazing.
It is.
Nathan Green was a true pioneer whose story needs to be told.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. That's why we have him here to tell it.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So today, what's happening with the at the Nearest Green Distillery? There's a nickname for it. The Mecca. Oh, what's that? I can't remember the nickname right now, but it is an amazing place up in Shelbyville, Tennessee. If you get a chance to go out there and check it out. It's an amazing place. The barns are huge. The walls are big and white and with green doors everywhere. I mean, it's a really, really cool place.
Okay.
There is a mocktail speakeasy. So if you don't drink, you can go into a speakeasy environment and have a mocktail.
Really?
Yes. So Fawn Weaver, the CEO of Grant City, the company that owns Uncle Nearest, her dad's a preacher. She's a PK. And she wanted a space for her parents, right? So it homage to them. So she created that space, the non-alcohol speakeasy.
I like that.
It's a really cool.
That's
room.
really cool.
Yeah, it's a really cool room. Yeah, that's why she did that.
Wow.
Yeah. So the company is led by, it's an all-woman executive leadership team. About 90% of the women, 90% of the people reporting to them are women. So if you got issues with women, probably Uncle Nearest is not the place for you.
Well, I know
in terms
there's
of working.
I know there's another distillery and company that is female run.
Which one?
I believe it is the Pappy.
That's all right. No, well, now this is there are several master distillers and blenders that are women in the industry.
Right.
Is Pappy run by like?
I
run
think
by
she's the daughter of.
She's the daughter of.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Because I remember she was on a.
Good
Well,
stuff.
women in the field,
Yeah,
man. I'm
man.
telling you.
Yeah.
She was in an installment of Sticks and Sips.
Yes.
Yes.
She was on the show that used to be on, and I actually met her when I went to the Barn Smoker, and we
Nice.
talked for a little bit. Yeah, she's basically running that company now.
Nice, man.
So
Yeah.
I'm telling you, females get ahead, man.
Yeah, man.
I like it.
And that's a hell of a brand too.
Yes.
Yeah. Hopefully they're gonna start releasing some of that soon.
Yeah.
Oh, and like we said, we'll go back to the stick for a minute. That's like completely white ash.
Yeah, this
because
is
it is
good.
Ash Wednesday.
Yeah. It
We're
is a
gonna
good
have some
bird.
ash going,
Yeah, well,
but
You know how I do. I got my
uh-huh.
setup.
yeah. See, Pappy and Co is run by the sisters.
Okay.
There you go. Okay.
Good stuff.
Thank you for that, Douglas. Because we don't have our fact checker here today,
Right.
or at least not yet.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
He's gonna fact check from the house.
Don't fact check the house. So
We're talking about you, Jason.
yeah, and
White hand.
White Hand was requested earlier, and I said I don't know if he's showing up, so there will be just my White Hand. I'll come in from the side
From
going.
the side.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
So what are you smoking, David?
So this is hot chocolate blend. It's, smell that?
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Wow,
really good
that's-
stuff. Yeah.
That's like a hot chocolate coffee.
Yes.
Right.
It's got like almost like espresso notes to it.
Jason chimed in and said it's all correct.
There
We
we go.
appreciate it.
Yeah. Good looking out.
Good looking out, Jay.
Uncle Nearest has several bottles in the range.
Correct.
3 of them are available here in the Carolinas.
And those 3 are
The 1884, it's 93 proof.
Okay.
Then you've got the 1856, which is 100 proof.
Okay.
And you got a straight rod whiskey. It's also 100 proof.
Nice.
Yeah. And they're all very, very tasty.
I know we enjoy it. Looking at the bottle, can we open the bottle?
Yeah. I might need a glass, but yes.
Oh, we'll get you a glass
And
and,
they might need a
some
glass.
ice, maybe.
Yes.
Or would you like to try it with the lime water instead?
I might go with a little lime water.
There we go. All right.
Yeah,
Dave, can I interest you in some as well?
Yeah, just a little pour. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I got you a glass. I know.
The 1884, I think, is delicious. It is. If Chardonnay was whiskey, it'd be 1884.
Okay.
I think it's that smooth. It's that approachable. It is. There's a whole range of flavors in there. There's the caramel. There's of course there's the front end, just like every Tennessee whiskey. Gives you a little bit of that grain forward sweetness on the front end.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little bit of pepper in there. Vanilla, caramel. It's a great bottle.
All right,
Very,
so
very approachable.
got a question from Jason.
Mm-hmm.
He said, so which one of the 3 do you prefer?
Yes.
That would be yes.
That would be a yes.
Yeah, now you know he's an ambassador.
Come on, man. You
Oh,
gotta set me
yeah.
up, man.
I know. He said, you trying to set him up. Right?
I'm trying to go full time.
Yeah.
You're trying to set
He
me
said,
up.
you setting him up, bro. Hey, what's going on, Rod? How you doing?
I will
Jason
say,
said again, correct.
I'll say that I think it depends on the mood.
Okay.
So I got a little surprise for us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I keep it surprise, right?
Yes.
So there's the 1884, perfect for the front sip. And what we'll do after that, we'll take the 1856.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That'll be 100 proof.
Oh,
And then have you had the rye?
no.
We have not tried the rye.
Oh,
So we'll taste the rye.
look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this. Gifts just keep on giving. You
So
missed out, Jason. You missed out, baby. Look at that. Not
Cheers,
one,
fellas.
not
Cheers.
2, but 3.
cheers.
This is what we do.
No.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, you can smell the caramel.
Mm.
Oh, yes. And I don't have that tulip glass either. It just rushes right on through.
Get yourself some orange juice Sunday morning. Some orange juice, a little bit of champagne, and throw a splash of Uncle Near's 1884 in it.
Really?
You'll be asleep by 10:30, but
You just woke up at 10. You wake up at 10 and go right back to sleep.
you'll be right back to sleep. It'll be a good time.
Jason said again, correct. Jason said again, correct. I'm on my way. Laugh out loud.
Yeah, this dude don't miss.
So I got a shout out to
Yeah, Rod, Uncle Nearest, yes.
Jorge Bautista Volantes from Punta Cana, Dominican Republic.
Okay.
Hola, amigo.
All right. Salud, salud.
Cheers.
Salud.
Cheers.
And Douglas says bang.
So I mean, what do you think about what do you think about that? Let's do a little tasting.
Okay.
So we know about the why we go nostril to nostril.
Yeah.
Because we want to engage different you want to engage your olfactory senses to see what you're picking up.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And then, of course, if you want to get really into it, you look at the color. But you've been over the top.
Yeah.
Ben drank that.
Yeah, I'm out of my league when I do all that.
Yeah. Because all you're gonna do is say it's tawny, it's amber, it's whatever, it's orange. Okay, cool. All right. The taste. I like a two-taste method approach. The first one, let it hit the tongue, roll over the sides of the tongue, and swallow. Sort of purse it a little bit. The second one, I like to sip and let it hit the top, the soft palate, on the back side of the roof. Because now you're hitting a different piece. You're hitting more of a structural component.
Okay.
I think good whiskey, whether you like it or not, it's sort of like we'll use singers. Probably some people watching have heard me say this before. I don't know. Maybe you've heard me say this before.
I have.
Good whiskey is like a Celine Dion or
Yep.
Christina Aguilera. You might not like the music, the way they sing, but you can't deny that they're just hell of a singers, right?
Yep.
And so I think a good whiskey has a long finish, a long, pleasant finish. Let me say that.
Yes, pleasant finish. I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so now I'm gonna take that second sip and let it hit the soft top.
Well, I'm gonna do the first one because I let it hit the tongue.
I like it because I feel like on the tongue it's even sweeter than when you do that second method where you're having the top getting more of a bite. And for me anyway.
Yeah.
Because when it hits the
I tell you,
sides.
even on the tongue, because I think especially the tip of the tongue is so sensitive, right?
Right.
It's not a lot of heat.
Oh no, there's no heat.
It's not a lot of heat for this to be 90 proof.
93.
I'm sorry.
93.
Correction, 93.
Yeah.
So I mean that's good. It can creep up on you though.
Absolutely.
Oh,
yeah.
But it's definitely no heat. And I didn't really get any heat going down. Maybe just a little. Then as it continued on, it kind of tapers
We're
off.
dropping the water in here. See how that affects you.
Yeah, I should have had it neat first, but with the water, it's just so good. Just
It really relaxes off.
It softens it.
Mhm.
I think that's the best way I can put it. It softens it up.
I mean, you can even see it unwind in the glass.
Yes, you can see it.
Yeah, that's pretty. Pretty nice. Mhm.
I made one mistake one time. I had bought a bottle and I said, let me make ice cubes out of it.
Oh, it doesn't freeze well.
It just doesn't work well
Mhm.
because it's almost too much water. Like when it dilutes, when it starts melting into your glass, even though it's in a cube.
Mhm.
I think out of that, you don't get as much as when you just pour it over inside of it. Because it like instantly gives you that gratification of having a little lime water in your whiskey.
Yeah.
In your bourbon.
Mhm.
And having it in the ice, it doesn't hit you the same.
Yeah.
So those ice cubes. Like I said, I'm not gonna do it again.
So Rod had a couple of comments. He said Uncle Nearest, boom, in the fire.
Mhm.
And he also said, people cringe though when I say this, but I have to drink my bourbon in whiskey sour. I like what I like.
Okay. Whiskey sours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about whiskey sour.
Let me make sure I got it right.
Okay.
Because actually, I like New York sours.
Okay, New York sour. So
yeah.
what's the difference?
So the New York sour, that's whiskey, lemon juice, simple syrup, and wine, a wine float underneath an egg cream top. It's a pretty drink. It's a
you got a lot of layers
you do.
Yeah, that's a lot of layers.
Yeah, and it's a red wine.
It's a red wine.
Do I need a spoon?
So Rod,
you gotta make it with a spoon. Yeah,
So-
to float that with the wine. Yeah.
Rod, have you ever had a New York sour versus a whiskey sour? And if so, give us your thoughts too.
I am loving this cigar
Mm-hmm.
with the Uncle Nearest. And I know we say this over and over again, like, oh yeah, it's got earth notes. Guess what? I think all cigars have earth notes.
Yes.
So I think
The news
from now,
flash.
so from now on, I think we could skip the earth note.
But we get it.
Right.
It's a flank. We get it.
But this one does have still a light pepper taste. I mean, I'm only in at the beginning,
First word.
but with the bourbon, this Uncle Nearest, because this is, I think, more of like that caramel. I'm almost getting a caramel from the cigar as well, because it's got a little sweetness to it. It could be a little nutty caramel, something's in there that I'm getting off of this. Now it's a full body cigar
It is.
that if I didn't eat, I'd probably be taking a nap right now. And I just started.
I won't finish.
Strong, yeah.
Yeah, Rod said he don't like he never had a New York sour though. So I just wanted to give him a shout.
So the whiskey sour, that's sour mix. That's the
Yeah, it's a
lemon
sour mix, and
Mhm.
yeah.
and the whiskey and is there simple syrup in that one?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I think it was just
It's just
the
sour.
Yeah, just the
Yeah.
sour mix and the whiskey.
Now, Rod, your whiskey sour is that with whiskey? I'm sorry, simple syrup, or just the whiskey sour mix? So I wait for him to chime in on that and see what he says. On
I'm
that.
telling you, it's. Yeah, I took another sip after taking a
Mhm.
puff of this. It's mellowing out the cigar a little bit. They're not combating each other; they're complementing each other.
The 84 has a lot of pepper notes in it.
Like I said, with the pepper and
Yeah.
caramel, the
Mhm.
pepper and caramel,
Yeah.
it's like it just blends.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
blend is really nice.
So Rod said he uses the store bought whiskey sour.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's normally how.
Yeah,
I didn't know about the New York one,
Me
and,
neither.
I'm from New York.
You should have one. You should have
I plan on having one.
Yeah. You can put about 2 ounces of whiskey in there. Throw 3/4 ounce of simple, 3/4 ounce of lemon juice. Stir it. Throw it in the glass. Then you're gonna take the back of your bar spoon.
Uh-huh.
Let the wine run down the back of the bar spoon,
Mhm.
and so that it floats.
Floats on top of it,
Yeah,
yeah.
it doesn't mix. And then you're gonna shake your egg cream or substitute.
Okay.
If you don't like the egg cream, if you don't like the egg white, then you don't have to have it.
So let me ask you a question because I heard you mentioned something about a bar spoon.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is that spoon that got the little?
Yes.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
Well,
all right.
there's a reason why it's also
Yeah, so it
shaped
can
that way.
run. So the liquid can run down.
Correct.
Yeah.
But also, if you're pouring soda, let's say, because I know you
Mhm.
like Coca-Cola,
Mhm.
it doesn't fizz up carbonation-wise if you pour it down the spoon.
Oh. See, there you go. You learned something new.
I learned something new. I didn't know that. I know that.
Yeah. Rod said he's not. He's no mixologist. Neither am I.
Mhm.
I like to say I'm maybe an amateur drinkologist, but
Definitely more of a drinkologist than a
Yeah,
mixologist.
I think you got that part down pat.
exactly.
Yeah.
If it came down to the two, I'll probably get my certification on the drink
On the
side
drinking
and the mix
side.
side. Yeah.
Yeah, I've always loved mixing drinks. I bartended for a little bit back
Okay.
up in New York. This is, during my 20s. Everybody's bartender in their 20s. I enjoyed it, but you learn so many things. And I think that's one of the things that I got really interested in watching Sticks and Sips, because they would always have a pairing or they bring out a new drink. And that's why I made that Negroni that time.
Mhm.
Simply because I remember this.
I love gin.
I was like, I remember all of this. Let's mix it up. And I put that French oak stave in it.
Mm-hmm.
I know you liked it. I still have some. Just
You might.
Hey.
okay. So I got a question. And I thank you, Douglas, for using the hashtag #AskDavid. I love it. Love it. If you were to make an old fashioned with Uncle Nearest, I assume you would use the 1856. But what flavor of bitters would you use to bring out the best flavors of this beer?
Yeah, okay, so that's kind of advanced.
Mm.
Well,
Actually-
Douglas is an advanced spirit.
Actually, I would use the Uncle Nearest rye.
Okay.
Mm.
I understand why but I also understand why you use 56.
Okay.
Yeah, I would use, prior to the rye coming out, I would use the 56 so that it's strong, it stands up, and against the simple or whatever sugars you put in.
Mhm.
So it's really strong. I like two kinds of old fashions, and that is one with the black walnut bitters.
Okay.
Yes.
But I don't think the black walnut bitters would go so well with the 56.
Okay.
I think it'd go well with the rye. So I would go standard, traditional, old fashioned with the 56. And that'd be the aromatic bitters, and maybe an orange bitter if you didn't express an orange over it.
How about the Agnarosa?
Angostura. That's
Angostura.
So Angostura is actually a brand name. It's
Okay.
like Xerox. It's a
Oh,
brand
okay.
name. And it's so the actual bitter is aromatic.
Oh,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My bad. See, I learned it too.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Because I always hear them refer to it.
The Angostura bitter.
Yeah, the story bitters, yeah.
Mhm.
And I know that they have different flavors of theirs too.
Mhm.
So that should include me in.
So Rod again, he's going into your wheelhouse. He said that he drinks more beer,
Okay.
than spirits, but he currently has the 1856, the 1854, and old.
84.
I'm sorry, 84, and Old Hillside.
Oh wow!
I don't know. I never heard of Old
I
Hillside.
haven't had that one. That's
I heard of Hillside Avenue up in Queens.
Up in Queens.
Yeah, I haven't heard of Old Hillside. So if you could speak a little bit on the Old Hillside, and then I want Will to jump in because he's more of the beerologist, and maybe you could spit some different beer things
Oh yeah.
on the table and see.
Let me
Compare
know
some notes.
if there's a specific cigar that you want to pair a beer with.
Mhm.
I could probably let you know what beer you can go for.
Okay.
I'm not privy to any sours, goes, IPAs, so just be aware of that. I'm more on the lager, wheats, porters, stout side.
Okay. All right. Hopefully, Rod, you got all that, and you jump in and name some of your favorite beers and the style. But getting back to the Old Hillside, what is that? Who makes it? Where it comes from? And is that something that we can get down here in the Carolinas?
I think that's where Jack and Jill went up.
Me too. Yeah.
That whole hillside.
To fetch a pail of water.
Yeah.
Some lime water.
Y'all been drinking together.
We went to get some limestone water for Old Hillside.
Old Hillside is, I don't know much about it. I know it's a black-owned brand up in Durham, North Carolina. It's like 3 or 4 guys
Oh, okay.
that are producing it. Matter of fact, they were on my LinkedIn page today.
Right.
For some reason.
I've
They
actually,
did something good lately.
yeah, I saw one of the feeds recently also, I think on Facebook, about the Old Hillside. Now it rings a bell. Yeah. When
Yeah.
you said black on, it was 4th. Yep.
Yeah.
I was like, I seen him.
Yeah.
And
And
Rob
I
said
haven't
we can
heard.
get it here in Charlotte.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything bad about them. As a matter of fact, I've heard good things about them.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
And of course, it's always great when you get your bottle in the ABC store.
Yeah.
Distribution is good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey.
that was the one thing that I noticed recently, because there's something I want you to try maybe off air later on. But went to ABC store here, which is like maybe 2 minutes away,
Yes, please.
and I asked for the Penelope. Now they only had one of the bottles. I forget, it was the white label. I was like, "Do you have any Architect?" And she goes, "I think our other store might have that." I was like, "You mind checking to see if they got it, or the toasted, or what Ken had mentioned was the rosé cask finish."
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So
we
it's
had that last week.
we did
Yeah.
because I think we had it on Saturday. I broke it out during UFC,
Okay. All right.
and it's basically gives you a hint of wine in the bourbon,
Nice.
and it's just like you would think like,
So it's finished.
Yeah.
yeah. So you don't get an overwhelming taste of wine. You get that slight hint of wine.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Ken had said to me, your wife may like it. I'm not sure about you.
Mm-hmm.
We all loved it.
Right,
We
right,
all
right.
loved it because you get like that really subtle hint of that
Woodenville
wine.
does that. I think
Yeah.
Angels Envy has a version of that too.
Because I came in
Several
late,
products.
but I tried to play catch up.
Yep.
How that work out? You all right?
I'm here.
Yeah, you made it. Yeah.
Oh, check this out. So to add to what you were saying about Old Hillside, Rod again, he chimed in and said, yes, Old Hillside is a black-owned brand by some brothers that went to Hillside High School in Durham, North Carolina.
Okay.
So these cats all went to school together.
Good stuff.
Yeah, that's real good stuff. Real
Yeah.
good
I
stuff.
wonder if they were working on it when they were in high school.
Hey,
And rating their dad like, we got to make better stuff than this.
Yeah.
if the high school was up in the Appalachian Mountains, I would have said yes. I was ready to do some of the best moonshine.
Yeah. I like moonshine.
I got a question for
I can
you.
take it myself.
And this is off topic from the Uncle Nearest. Do you know the guys over at Black and Brown podcast?
Some of them, yeah.
Okay, because I was on their show.
Is that right?
Their very last one. Yeah,
Good stuff, man.
it was
How
fun.
you doing, man?
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
Got another crew member coming in. The guy who gifted us these steaks, Marine
Ray,
Barnes.
Yes.
You're the man for showing up, bro.
Thanks. Thanks
Now,
for
so actually,
You got
Go
some
ahead.
Uncle Nearest.
I see.
so Rod had a question, but he said for Dave, but I believe this question is more for you, Will. He said a lot of different brands and styles: ales, lagers, pilsners, and porters.
Yep.
Okay, so just grab one or two of those
Okay.
categories
So
and maybe spit out maybe one of your favorite ones you like.
So my all-time favorite favorite
Okay.
is a Belgian, made by Trappist monks.
Man.
It's you've had it, and I know
13?
Huh?
The 13?
no, it's the 10, the
10, okay.
the Trapistas Rockford 10. It is my
Trapistas?
all-time favorite. And I remember you were on a show, and I was listening to it.
You listen to that?
Yeah, I
song?
listened to that
Oh,
also.
my goodness.
Yeah, I heard him. I was like,
Yeah.
please say this name. Please say it. And they're like,
Yeah.
Trapistas Rockford 10. Yes.
Yeah, we had a show.
That is the bomb.
Some really cool guys. We're not doing it now, but it was during COVID.
Yeah.
Beer, Bourbon, and Bullshit. was
That's the one, yeah. Beer, bourbon, and bullshit. I love it.
Yeah, we had a good time on that show.
Nice.
Yeah,
They-
and I was screaming at the radio, by the way, when I was listening to it.
Good stuff.
I was like, man, have you guys tried Dragon's Milk, which is about as close as you're going to get to the Trapistas Rockford 10,
Okay.
but at half the cost. But you're also
Yeah.
getting half that taste.
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like you're going for, let's say, a Blanton's, but you're kind of getting an Angel's Envy.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
it kind of stands up, but it's not as up there.
Mhm. Now, Rod, again, actually, the beer category is for Will, not for Dave. But anyway, he said, you're drinking some fancy brews.
Yeah, I'm just telling you what's good and what comes to mind, what I've had, and that are some of my favorites.
Yes.
Of course, top of the list will always be Trapistas Rockford 10.
Okay.
I supposedly there's this unicorn, the 12, but I don't think they released that in the States. I think it's kept in Belgium. There's a Belgian quad. I forget the name of it right now, but there's, like I said, the Dragon's Milk. That I'm pretty sure he could find anywhere.
Yeah.
Don't go for the white label, go for the original.
Okay.
I think that's an 11.2, 11.4. But there is one, and I know you'll attest to this one that we had. It's made by Dogfish Head, called Raison d'Extra. It's made with raisins.
Right.
It's an 18 proof.
Wow. Beer.
Was it 14 or 18?
18.
18. Because the reason why he knows, we had to split the little bottle.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's huge for beer.
It's huge for beer.
Wow. Yeah. So Rod said, as long as Miller doesn't stop making the Miller High Life.
The champagne of beers.
Well,
Those little ponies, right?
Yeah. I tell you, at one time, I was heavy into those. We used to the MGDs, the Miller Genuine Draft.
Yeah. That is
I
true.
used to suck them things down and play video games back in the day.
Yeah, see, I started with a whole bunch of beers. I don't think I think I started with Coors.
Well, I mean,
You know, here in the States.
okay.
In Germany, you know, growing
Germany,
up,
yeah.
I had beer before I had soda, so it was
Yeah, you
more
probably had beer before you had milk.
about the same time.
Yeah. Beer is Similac.
That's funny. That's funny.
Oh, but no, some of the originals in Germany, like you can't beat it. Like the wheat beers that they make.
Mm-hmm.
The best I can describe it is having what is the name of that? It's not the damn, it escapes you right now. It's not the Blue Moon. It's the step above that. Damn, why can't I think of it? Yeah, I'll get to it. I just gotta look at my wall and I'll find out.
Mm-hmm.
No worries.
Hold on, I'll tell you right now.
Well, I know over in Germany, like I said,
Yeah, you can show them this.
freaking kick ass.
Because I tried the Dragon's Milk Solaro, that wasn't good. There was a banana coconut, that's in 11. Where's the other one I'm talking about? Hey, you can show him the
All
bottle,
right,
so he knows what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Mhm.
But hey, you know what? You must have been reading his mind. He said, post some of those beers in the chat.
There you go.
So I hope you can get this. This is the was it the Trappist Rockford
Oh,
Ted? That's what that one looks like.
I'm sure I can find that beer.
I hope you saw that picture, Rod. I'm gonna put it out here on the table too. And Will's gonna grab a couple of more.
Yeah, they're a little dusty because they've been up on the wall for years. But Umbrique, which is also a Belgian style triple ale, La Fin du Monde. That's a good one. And then these two, the Franziskaner Weissbier, and then you've got the Schneider Weiss Aventis. Those are some of my favorites. There you go. Not that this is a beer channel, but hey, I got no issues. You mind if I try to write?
By all means. Well, you know what? Are you interested in 1856?
Oh, no,
I want to
you're
go in
fine.
order.
Oh, okay. We'll do it in order.
Rod
Yeah.
say, don't let him derail you from
Yeah.
to the beer though. No.
No,
This is what we do. Look, Rod. Look, nothing scripted here.
right.
we
If
go
you
with
want to
the
get some
flow.
beers, we'll do it.
And we like to engage our audience. So if you got questions, hopefully we can provide you with some answers. Hopefully you got a nice little starter kit on some of Will's favorite beers. And maybe when you out and about and whatnot, you see one of these floating around, you want to give it a try. Boom, give it a try and circle back to us. You say, hey, Will, I tried that Tapas and it was garbage. It was trash.
So
or
Will
it was
just
good.
had the
So let 'em know.
1856.
Oh,
And this is what I said about the 1856.
now did I have that already?
Yeah,
It'll start your
that's
car.
what it is. Yeah. It's 100 proof. And if you want the edges off, this will do it.
This will knock around the corners out.
Oh
for
no,
you?
this will start your car.
Oh, okay. Almost like that 1792 foolproof.
Mhm.
But again, it's smooth.
It is
It's
smooth.
very, very little heat. Very
So
little
with this
heat.
one, I say that this is if you got a sweet cocktail, this
Oh, that'll be perfect.
that's why
Oh my God,
that
that'll be yep.
right?
Yep.
It stands up very well.
100%. I
And
can see
this
that.
you have to walk with it. Can't run with this one. You don't want to run.
Oh
down
yeah,
the hill just
you
in
want
hand,
you want to do baby steps.
know?
You know what I mean?
Right,
Oh,
right.
You kind of want to do a little shuffle here
Now,
and there.
when we get to the rye, it's
Uh-huh.
also 100 proof,
Okay,
but it's gonna treat you very different.
of course.
And so it's just not the proof on this one; it's the blend.
Okay. Now I noticed that there's a lot of people now, especially in bars, using any bourbon but rye, more so than a straight up bourbon in their old fashions. I think it's just to give it more taste, more
Mhm.
personality.
You finding more people using rye? You said.
Yeah,
Mhm.
more bartenders actually.
Yeah.
We do ours with rye. Oh, do you really? Well,
Yeah.
which one? You know?
right,
It's like,
right.
because not all ryes are the same.
This is true.
Just like
I'm
all
not-
beers are not the same.
I'm not a big fan of rye whiskeys.
Likewise.
There's
Yeah.
only a handful
Yeah.
that I like it. This is
So the only ride that I was head over heels on when we went up to Oakwood.
Yeah.
The new distillery here in Matthews.
Oh, really? Okay.
Have you been?
Yeah. You told me. No, I haven't been.
They had a ride with
about
they
it.
kind of knocked my socks off.
Mm.
What else knocked my socks off was the freaking price. It's like a $1.20 a bottle.
Yeah.
I'm like, get out of here. So you guys, I mean, you new kids on the block and you hitting me up for a yard 20 for a bottle.
You saw New York.
I said, man, this
No, but it was
What, y'all 20?
yeah.
But it was the
Yeah,
same, but it
get
was the
out of
same
here.
with me though,
Yeah.
because I am not a rye guy whatsoever,
Mhm.
and they give you a taste of everything that they make, produce, distill, whatever it is, and they're like, well, if you're not a rye guy, you need to try our rye. And I'm like, all right, well, whatever.
Yeah.
I tried it. I was like, you sure pour me a rye? It was very sweet.
Mhm.
It didn't have that rye taste or back end. It had more of a honey flavor to it, like a vanilla honey. And I was like, ooh, I like this.
Yeah.
So when they do their old fashions, the only thing I'm really upset about was they serve you not in a glass, but in a plastic cup.
Okay.
Yeah, so you got some of that smell of the plastic cup.
Mm.
Oh, so Douglas would love for you to elaborate on the difference between a Tennessee whiskey and a Kentucky straight bourbon.
Well,
Is it the
well-
match content?
no. And maybe I'm about to start a fight.
Uh-oh. Best man hit.
But I suspect he may have asked the question
Uh-huh.
because he knows there's controversy around that. So, Tennessee whiskey is in fact bourbon.
Okay.
Bourbon has about 6 characteristics it must meet in order to be called bourbon.
They big.
It's got to be at least 51% corn. It's got to be stored in new oak barrels.
Okay.
Right? Didn't say aged.
It's still.
Stored.
Okay.
So as soon as the whiskey, if it meets the other definitions, as soon as the whiskey hits the barrel,
Right.
it meets the definition of bourbon. Though it may be clear as vodka.
Wow. Okay.
Technically, it's got to hit the barrel. It can't come off the still at any more than 160 proof. Can't go into the barrel at more than 125 proof.
Okay.
Okay.
Can't go into the bottle at less than 80 proof.
Okay.
What is the 6th one? The 6th one is a guideline. You cannot add any flavors or coloring to bourbon. You can do that with Canadian whiskey.
Oh,
You
okay.
cannot do that with bourbon.
Got it.
Interesting.
The Tennessee whiskey process removes some of those compounds, those chemicals I talked about
Okay.
earlier,
Yeah.
congeners and esters.
Mhm.
That is a subtractive process. And Tennessee whiskey meets all the other definitions, all the other facets to meet the definition of bourbon. But Tennessee whiskey is in fact bourbon, even though it has a subtractive process because there's nothing added.
Right.
So
Got it.
that's the difference. Tennessee whiskey is filtered through charcoal. That's the linking chemical process that Uncle Nearest came up with.
Okay.
He pioneered that.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice.
Well, there you go, Douglas.
Yeah.
Boom,
And he
boom.
says, well,
School
that happens
system.
to most people that introduce them to rye. They hate it, right?
Mhm.
Or, depending on which one it is, it can change your mind. So from the audience, we got New Riff Rye. I
Okay.
haven't had it yet, but
You might have to visit. I don't know. So the door open.
Ah. that's all right. Yeah, I thought you were
Yeah,
something flying around in here. I
You
don't know if we got
need to
bats
run.
or
Bad, we got a bad.
What's
one.
going on?
Yeah, there's a problem. I need you to speak up. Don't freeze up.
Yeah, no, you're like just pointing like a kid, like you talk, man. There's a bad man over there.
I didn't mean to mess your flow up.
Oh, that's
Go ahead.
Yeah.
The new riff. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Talk about new riff.
I don't know much about New Riff.
Oh.
no.
Let me have some.
Oh, we had. What was the new riff that we had, Aaron?
It was the single barrel.
Single barrel new
Oh,
We
riff.
also had a bottle of rye at one point. But
Yeah, I don't think I've ever tried.
Cream took that.
Yeah,
Oh, so
of course he did. He tore it up.
How was that new riff ride?
Right, how was it?
Riff Ride is good.
It was good. Okay.
I'm not a, typically, I don't care
You
less
know
about
what?
ride.
Yeah, I really don't run into a whole lot of ride people.
But
You know.
one thing somebody pointed out to me, they said that, like, because it was just out in the ABC stores here, and it says rack rye. They said that's the best thing to make an old fashioned with.
Really?
Yep.
That's
Okay.
what Dave just said.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
Well, when you was asked the question, I think
Mm-hmm.
either Corey or Ken was saying you use, would you prefer? You say you would like to go with the rye in the old fashions.
for this, yeah.
Yeah.
New Riff Balboa. Balboa rye. Okay, because I was going to ask you, is that Rocky, bro?
Balboa. That's how
Balboa rye.
Is that from Panama?
I think it's from the Amazon.
Oh,
So this rye
man.
is 100 proof.
Man, you were ahead of me, man. I can't keep up. I'm still on
Oh,
the.
you really?
I'm only on the 56.
Oh, okay.
It's all good. It's all good. I'll catch up.
Hey, man,
I will catch up. Talk about it. Talk about because then.
You're slow to roll.
Okay, so I'll talk about it. The this rye is the grain is sourced from Canada,
Oh, okay.
and because rye grows at latitude, the Pennsylvania Scots when they came over, they were not growing corn in Pennsylvania. They were growing rye whiskey, and they were very used to that because it's a similar latitude where rye grows where they were coming from. It wasn't until they moved over into Kentucky during the Manifest Destiny days, and westward expansion to the land of tomorrow, Kentucky,
Mm-hmm.
Native American word, that they found that rye didn't grow so well, but corn did. And so they just did the same thing with corn
Uh-huh.
as they were doing with rye whiskey, and thus was the beginnings of bourbon.
Nice.
It was sort of happenstance. And now
So,
this
I tell you
Canadian,
right
this Canadian
now,
rye
Right off the bat, the smell is different.
is pretty.
It
It's
is-
very floral.
It is
It is floral.
distinctly different from
It's
the other
very
two.
floral.
That's why I want to drink it last.
Mm-hmm.
The juice sits in Canada. Sits in New York. Grain is from Canada. The juice sits in New York for 1 or 2 years, about 2 years, and then it's shipped over to Tennessee, put into used Uncle Neely's barrels.
Okay.
Sits there for another year or two, for another couple of years, and so this is at least 4 years old. You can decipher these things when you look at the label of straight rye.
Mm-hmm.
So the word straight indicates that it's at least 2 years old.
Okay.
And since there's no age statement, it's at least 4 years. So you have to do. You don't. Whiskey doesn't have to be aged at all. Just be stored in. Bourbon doesn't have to be aged at all. But when you do that, there are some technicalities. You have some hoops you have to go through before you go straight.
So I got 2 questions on this. One, what's the MSRP on the rye? If you have to know.
I do. It is 60 to 65. Let me say that. I've seen both prices.
Which is cool because I'd rather buy this rye than that $120 bottle rye. Because I'm getting almost like there's a lot in here.
Yeah.
And I almost have like a hint of blueberry, like that
You can do
sweetness.
that. That's probably your
And it could
probably
be
picking up
because
the cigar,
because of the cigar.
But there's definitely you definitely pick up the sweet berry in there. I get praline, I get vanilla, I get honey, I get a lot. I get white pepper. Because this is 100 proof, just like the 1856, but the grain is different. Right?
Yeah.
Different grain, and it's finished in use Uncle Nearest barrels. So you do have a bit of the whiskey finish to it, a bourbon finish to it, rather.
This one definitely has more heat than the other two.
You think so?
I think so.
Hold
I
on.
think so. It's just how it's hitting me.
Mm-hmm.
But the sweet flavors you
Yeah,
mentioned,
the
Yeah.
sweetness is right
So,
off the
yeah.
bat.
yeah, it's right off the bat. But then as it
it's
settles, you get that little peppery taste to it.
Mm-hmm.
They come in a little heat. I did the tip of the tongue. I tongue said, whoa, Jack. Hold on, but let me do the other.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
That was the best, bro. It came in a little hot.
You'd warm me up back then.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I can agree with the heatness.
Yeah.
Out of the 3, it's 100 proof too.
It's like when you were a kid, you got a whooping, and then the next day your butt was still warm.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, you can ask the question, right?
I didn't know. I didn't
Come
know
on,
it was
man. Your
close
audience
to
member, you can do it.
Mhm.
Go for it.
Now we went to this place called the QG in Baltimore.
Okay.
And the guy, the bartender, was very knowledgeable, and they just had like different type of whiskeys and bourbons up there. And before he poured us some. He said, "All right, here, take it and hold it in your mouth for like 10 seconds, and then swallow it, and then immediately take another hit." And it's something that opens your palate, but you could really taste all the hints off the second taste.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I don't know if you have to do that every time you taste a different one, like open your palate. One, or are you going to get the same hints?
Well, I think it's a matter of timing. You know, do you have the time to do that, to go through the process? If you're going to a bar and you're doing that, you know, you're going to look a little weird, but the bartenders are going to know, oh, that person's serious.
Right.
They see the process you're going through. You're trying to taste it. So, yeah, I would do that. I've done
Okay.
that. In the bar,
It's a
right?
game changer.
Yeah.
No, it is a game changer because
Yeah.
I know the day that we spent up there, the whole day was a game changer. I mean, from cigars to food to drinks. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It was just everything about it. And then getting knowledge on what you're drinking and then how to drink it.
Yeah.
And how to get more flavor out of it was
Mhm.
just mind blowing.
I love that technique you're talking about.
Yeah.
The one I usually do is, and I may try that if I haven't already. I don't remember. Who knows? Maybe I tried it, but I didn't remember it in the moment you're saying it. But what you want to do is that whatever technique opens up your palate, like you were talking about. I mean, I think that's
Yeah.
what you do. So maybe you shock it,
Mm-hmm.
get it to say, okay, hey, something's happening here, and then you relax.
And here's what's coming.
Like Kelvin just did.
Yeah. I definitely shot that. Man.
Oh my God.
Got a little punch to it.
I sound like I sound like I smoked a carton of cigarettes or something.
Yeah.
That thing raised me up.
Tell my mama.
Check this out. So
It's what he
Ron-
used to sound like when he had NyQuil as a kid.
Tell my mama.
So Ron hit me up. He said, FYI, this is for the open mirrors. He said, take pictures of your drinks of open mirrors and post the pictures to their website. Ongoing campaign to raise money that will
HBCUs,
be
yeah.
contributed to the HBCUs.
Yes.
All right. So
the
so
HBCU, HBCU Alumni Challenge.
would you like to share the website and everything else?
So we'll go to unclenears.com.
Okay. UncleNears.com. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And the HBCU Challenge is working to raise $1 million to donate to the top 58 HBCUs in the country.
Gotcha.
Okay.
The campaign started in February. It runs through the end of March, which is Women's History Month, right?
Okay.
We know who Uncle Near is, right? Who runs?
Right.
Who runs the
Who
world?
runs Uncle Nearest? Who runs the world?
Right. So we definitely want to make sure we pay homage to women that month.
Okay.
And different bars, restaurants around the country, if you want to participate in the HBCU Alumni Challenge, HBCU Challenge, rather, you can go on the website. You can reach out to the company. They can get you involved in that.
Okay. Great.
Or if you the rep that comes into your store, your bar, your restaurant, ask them about it, and they can get you in touch with the right channel.
Okay. Because Rod said he did took some pictures, so he's doing his part.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank
and
you for
he posted the picture. Thanks again for Rod
Thank you for
for
that.
doing that.
And if you when you go into a restaurant that's participating in the challenge, they'll have a different coaster than this one. So this one just says Uncle Nearest, and on the back it says Black History in the Making. But the bars, participating bars and restaurants still have something like this, but it'll say HBCU Challenge on it.
Okay.
Order an old fashioned, part of the proceeds go towards that challenge.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they're making old fashioned in the restaurants with the ride.
With the rod.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look,
I
I said,
gotta make sure I drink it
it's
slow.
starting to make.
Yeah.
So
that rod did bit me now.
mhm. So with this one, I heard. So with this, I might even throw a cherry bitter into this one with the aromatic,
Okay.
and then still express the orange over it.
Yeah.
Get the orange.
Mhm. Peel
Yeah.
the rind.
Mhm.
Yep.
And the oil in there. Yeah. And that's a gorgeous bottle. Now, did you know that the numbers, the years on the bottles are significant for different things?
Yes. But go ahead and explain. So I know
So-
what the 18, 56?
Mm-hmm.
That was for I was to get it free just now.
65.
Okay,
So good.
so I was a little early.
Yeah,
I
We're in
appreciate
New
it.
York, though, so
But-
you don't have to
wait,
deal
wait.
with that. You got other things going on. I'm from Georgia, so it's
His last name is Freeman.
But 1856 is the year the company thinks that Jasper and Uncle Nearest met. Jasper, that's Jack Daniels.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. A few years later, so as a little boy, Jack's dad remarried. Most of the other kids were growing out of the house. His new stepmom didn't like him, so he got hired up on the Dan Call farm. So he was hired on the farm. He wasn't just staying there on the farm. He was a hired servant there, and he saw all the traffic going back and forth at this barn out on the edge of the plantation, on the edge of the farm, and asked what was going on out there.
Mm-hmm.
And Dan said, "Well, that's Uncle Nearest who makes the best whiskey and best whiskey I ever had." And so Jasper and Uncle Nearest struck up a friendship. A few years later, when the Civil War broke out, Jasper went to war on the side of the Confederacy and rose to the rank of colonel, gets out, comes back home, tries to handle a bunch of different things, none of it works. He says, "Hey, Uncle Nearest, I'll hire you. Can we make some whiskey together?" And so that's how that began. And so Uncle Nearest taught Jack Daniels how to make whiskey, and they both perfected the Lincoln County process.
So why did it take Uncle Nearest to make? You said it didn't come until what?
2017.
Right.
So it was lost,
Yeah, the story was lost.
but not to
It
Jack
was-
Daniels.
It was lost
Which
and buried.
Right, but that's
During the
why.
80s, it was not very well publicized.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
But according to the Jack Daniels organization, they never denied Uncle Nearest involvement in the company.
Okay.
He was their first distiller, master distiller. Sometimes in print you'll see that it's Jack Daniels,
Mhm.
whatever. But we all know that Jack didn't know how to make whiskey.
Well,
He learned it.
He learned it from
Yeah.
Uncle Nearest. I get it.
So
they said
fine,
Jack
but-
was more of a salesman
yeah,
than
Yeah.
a distiller.
yeah, not so much a chemist.
Mhm.
At any rate, when you go over there to Lynchburg, Tennessee, and do go, the Jack Daniels Distillery, it's amazing. One of the best I've been to. Maker's Mark is awesome. Go there and then go over to Shelbyville,
Mhm.
Okay.
where the nearest green distillery is. That place is bonkers. It is bonkers. I mean, it is just so cool. The history is there. I think every major movement in history, if you look close enough, alcohol is involved.
Oh
One way
yeah.
or another.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at any rate, 1856 is when they met. Now 1884 is when Uncle Nearest is supposedly retired. Mm-hmm. The 1820, this is they believe he was born that year.
That year.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep. There's even a crazy bottle, a very not well known bottle. What's the word? What's not well known? Whatever that word is.
Mm-hmm.
It's only sold in the UK
Really?
and not sold anymore. They don't even have it anymore.
What's that?
1870.
18.
There's a bottle of Uncle Nearest 1870. If you see someone with it,
Steal it.
We're not promoting.
So it was never released in the U.S.
it's never released in the US.
We're not
Yeah.
promoting stealing.
Yeah.
But
But if you see that bottle,
1870.
try to acquire
There you go.
it.
Trying to work a trade.
Being is by any means necessary.
Right.
But
Call
yes,
me.
go about the right way.
Yeah, go about the right way. You know what I mean? Ask first, right? And just be sure that you're the one left around.
You get
to tell
caught,
the-
deny.
Yeah. You want to tell your story to the judge, so you make sure you're the one standing there telling the story. Yeah. Ask first.
So moving on to, I know, Will, you said you was gonna chime in a little bit and talk a little bit about what's going on
Yes,
with the
yes,
Speakeasy
that is right.
2010. So,
So-
yeah, kind of enlighten us on what's going on with
So
that.
the thing is,
What's
you
the
know,
event and what things going on with that?
I think we had mentioned it on the show once or twice that I'm working on trying to start up a bourbon club
Sorry about
in
that.
our HOA,
Mhm.
and well, it got approved. The name is the Speakeasy 2110.
Yes.
Reason for 2110, that's the name of the clubhouse, like the address.
Yeah, okay.
So it's the Speakeasy 2110.
Yeah.
It's like, you know.
Oh wow.
Already got the glasses etched.
Well, you don't move slow, do you, boy?
Hey,
Yeah.
you know, when it's
Decisive.
done,
Go time, it's go
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
you will get your glass
When I
at the event.
Okay. All right.
And
I love
that's the next step. We're having Dave Neely being our MC, the master of ceremonies. You know, the people that are watching you now are most are out of the state.
Yeah.
So, you know, we can tell them this. The guys that are coming in, which is, you know, the neighborhood people, they don't know you yet.
Okay.
Like we know you.
Yeah.
Like they know you. So it's one of the things that I wanted to set up by having
I'll make sure I shave my legs.
yeah.
I won't shave my legs.
But the thing is, I wanted somebody there, you know, very knowledgeable, very, you know, outspoken, being able to tell a story behind
Exactly.
what they're drinking.
Exactly.
Also, this is how you taste it. This is
The
you know, how you
ABCs,
drink
Yeah,
it. You
the
know?
ABCs. Yeah, yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
101, and I, you know, the subtitle to the Speakeasy 2110
Mhm.
is the Bourbon Club educational workshop.
Mm.
Nice. Nice. I think Tennessee whiskey is a great way to start that out. Then your next one can you go straight into bourbon, or even if somebody knows that we were able to juxtapose the bourbon into
Right.
Tennessee whiskey.
Well, you know,
Mhm.
I wanted the first one to be a little more elaborate than the next
Okay.
few
Mhm.
because the way we used to do it is everybody that shows up brings a bottle, brings a glass.
Gotcha.
You know, you can bring your own ice or we can supply ice, doesn't matter.
Mhm.
But at least, you know, you're able to, and this is what I enjoyed about it, you're able to try something you've never tried before. You can bring your favorite.
Yeah.
Wouldn't mean it's your favorite.
Right.
It may not be something that you've tried. But you're like, oh, okay, well, I don't have to buy a bottle. Let me try a little bit.
Mhm.
This is what I'm trying to do with this club is like
Yeah.
a lesson in taste buds of bourbon, whiskey, scotch, you name it.
And
So-
I think the fellowship piece too is just as important. You get to, you know, kind of mingle with different people, network,
Yeah.
relationship.
I mean,
building.
this is what
Yeah.
happened at Bourbon Club. You know, you would meet doctors, you would meet
Yeah.
construction people, you know, blue, white collar.
Hey, Doc, look at my toe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Side
I'm by my
boy.
office. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, while you're doing that, I want to give out two big shout outs. Rod again. First, he said, shout out to Will. Congratulations on doing that. That's
Thank you
good
very
job.
much. Thank you.
That's huge.
And also a huge shout out from Rod from today on. He said, thanks for sharing the history. It's very important that
Yep.
the facts like these are shared with
Yeah.
the masses.
Yeah.
Correct.
So definitely a huge shout out for sharing that, and you continue to share that story and continue to grow and make people aware of maybe some I don't know, subdued history.
Yeah.
That was, you know, that played a integral role in the spirits industry.
You know, I think, Uncle Near, we could start this conversation talking about what's happening now.
Mm-hmm.
History is extremely important.
Correct.
It's the tail. It's the rudder. Helps you determine where you're going, right?
Right.
But you also need to be looking forward. And I think Uncle Nearest is doing that with their value system, with the way they, with their company culture, and what they're looking to do next. I mean, they're just some awesome people. They have part of the sale of every bottle of Uncle Nearest whiskey goes to a nonprofit that helps fund education for the descendants, college education
Okay.
for the descendants of Uncle Nearest.
Oh, wow.
It's another paper college.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Of course, you know, going to college now is
It's very expensive.
access to education is very expensive.
Correct.
Very expensive.
Yeah.
Some say, I had a chance to sit around with some folks a few nights ago, last weekend, last Friday night, and some educators. And the general tone was that maybe the 4-year college degree is losing its value proposition, because it's just so expensive.
Yeah.
It's incredibly expensive. So you look at folks going to school, spending $80,000 a year in the top end schools. And so now you've spent $320,000 just in tuition, right? Plus all the other stuff. So $500,000 easily.
Which you could have bought a house.
And
what job are you going to get?
And they're saying,
What job is the average
that,
person going to get? Where they're going to be able
to pay that back.
Get their ROI on that within a decade.
Yeah,
correct.
Yeah, and not only that, there's a high percentage of people that graduate with a degree that's not even working in the field, that they actually got their degree.
I've never made a basket.
Yeah.
Okay, I got to work on that.
Yeah.
No.
Basket.
I got it.
So it really wasn't funny. Oh my God, that was hilarious because I came up with it just then.
Stick to the Uncle Neely story. Don't quit your day job.
That was funny. Fuck y'all.
I think what got me is
now my mama's gonna watch the show. She gonna be like, "Oh, you can't watch the show."
But you know what it is for me? It's like my mind went to this degree in basketball.
Yeah, I said that too.
Say you were on my level, right?
Because he was so monotone.
Like, wait, there's a degree in
I
basketball.
never met a basketball.
Yeah.
And shout out to my man Shockproof join us. What's going on? He said, "What's up, everybody? Just getting through.
What's up?
Thoughts you guys have ended by now, but hope everybody's doing well." No, we kind of went a little long because we had a special guest here. Just bring you up to speed. This is Dave Neely. He is the brand ambassador for Uncle Nearest, and he was talking to a little bit about us. He actually blessed us with some of the Uncle Nearest product line. He gave us some gifts too as well, and he's going to be at our first inaugural speakeasy bourbon event, which is going to be March the 15th at 8 o'clock. We are going to be recording that live.
Yep.
In living color.
Yeah.
I believe we'll have some type of swag. I know from the Cigars, we are going to do some raffle giveaways for
We'll bring
people.
some from Uncle Nearest.
You heard that?
Yeah.
For those who are in attendance, we will be bringing some swag from the Cigar Handlebars and Cigars, and from Uncle Nearest too as well.
There will be a battle, the same battle I had to fight in order to get the job. So we'll scrap with fuel sticks.
Okay.
That's
it.
So Ken says hello, and he also said that the New Riff Balboa, the malted is really, really good too. So thanks for coming,
Yes,
and he
Uncle
loves
Nearest.
Uncle Nearest. Nice. Douglas says, David, could you tell us what's on the horizon for Uncle Nearest? Any little secrets you can drop? We promise we won't
Not
tell
to
us
tell
so.
Yeah, okay. I heard that before.
Right.
We'll DM you maybe.
Yeah. Well, is anything well, I know you probably won't be able to go into specifics, but is the brand are they going to expand their product line anytime soon? In your opinion?
I think as opportunities present, they'll consider that, but I haven't heard anything about that. What I will say is be on the lookout for the 1820. Take care of yourself, be healthy, drink your dandelion tea, make sure you take care of yourself. Because in about 6 years, 1820 is coming back on the market.
Oh,
It literally has to stop. It has to age that long. They won't put it out unless it's.
you said 16 years?
6.
Oh, okay.
It's 11-year-old.
You were like, whoa.
Yeah, I might be dead and buried.
No, you won't.
I'll be
Yeah.
76 years old.
So that stuff is aging now,
Okay.
and on the 323-acre farm up in Shelbyville.
Okay.
So make a trip out there. They have the biggest open bar. No, it's not an open bar. It's the biggest bar in a barn. I think that's their claim. One of their claims to fame. They're just a stage and a music venue back there.
Nice.
Some incredible barbecue.
Ooh.
Right.
Mm.
I mean, forget about your diet, whatever.
Mhm.
The sweet potatoes,
Ah.
you can have dessert, but the sweet potatoes are amazing. The brisket is, to die for. The cornbread. I mean, it's just all
Oh my God.
Everything.
Yeah.
Tickles your taste
Yeah.
bud.
The green beans are not healthy,
Now check
but they
this
are
out.
very good.
All right, so check this out. Shockproof. He's definitely a person that loves his spirits. He had a question. He said he's been looking for a bottle of single barrel, but I haven't had
Uncle
any
Nearest?
luck. I'm assuming Uncle Nearest.
Yeah.
He said, point a brother in the right direction.
Yeah, Shelbyville, Tennessee.
Shelbyville,
That's the
Tennessee.
only, you got to go to the distillery. That's the only place you
Okay.
got to get.
All right, did you hear that, Shockproof? You're going to have to go to the distillery for that.
The single barrel, the master blend, the barrel proof rye, it's only there. And the 1820.
In 8.
You can only get it, well, when 1820 becomes available.
Oh, okay.
But you can only get those bottles right now at the distillery.
Okay. And David said, Ken said, David, you had me at brisket and cornbread.
Yeah. Done.
Done.
The Ken, which Ken is that?
That's Ken. Long Dragon?
Long Dragon, okay.
Yeah, he's from Jersey.
Okay,
That's
good
the
stuff.
one who set us up with the Penelope.
Mhm.
Okay, good stuff.
Now, also,
Good man.
Shockproof, you missed this nugget of information with the Uncle Nearest brand. Dave was telling everybody here that there's a bottle that's only sold in the UK.
I don't even think it's for sale anymore over there.
Oh, it might not even be for sale anymore.
It's in somebody's collection now.
It's the 1870.
1870.
So if you know anybody overseas, across the water, that has a bottle of that, you might have to work a deal out on it because that bottle you cannot get anywhere but there.
Let's see here if I can find that. Yeah. Look at Uncle Nearest 1870 for sale. 15 years. Yeah, well, it's a 15-year-old whiskey.
It's a 15-year-old whiskey?
Yeah, it was. Right. It is. No, it is not for $2.
Okay, I gotta say that's a good price.
Right. now,
Ken was going to say, you had me at $2.
I'm gonna hit that bottom line.
not on my phone. You can use my Google Pay. One thing I if you have any old bottles around, see this label? See how that? See the house on the label?
Yeah, I see it.
The house on the label. Where am I? See the house on the label?
Mhm.
Okay. This house has been replaced by a horseshoe. Horseshoe up top.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And why is that?
Because though Uncle Nearest has always blended their whiskey, they didn't always produce their own distillate. So, in the blending is everything. The blending is everything, right? That's where the art comes in. The science of pulling stuff off the steel and figuring out where to cut the heads off and the tails to keep the heart. That's science, and there's a little bit of art in that too. But prior to 2020, all the whiskey that Uncle Nearest sold had been sourced, and they blended themselves. 2020 hits, they get a brand change. That's where the horseshoe comes in. So if you have a bottle of Uncle Nearest with the house on it, you haven't opened it, hang on to it. Don't open it.
There you go. Okay.
All right, so Shockproof said,
That's Dan Call's house. The Dan Call house is what that is.
okay, so Shockproof said, oh my, I haven't heard of the 1870. I'm sure the way my checking and savings account is set up, I won't be able to afford that.
Yeah. I'm sure of it.
Well,
I'm
you
sure.
sold it online for $2, didn't you know?
Yeah, that's a scam site right there.
A question: do you have to book your tours in advance?
For the peasants, I don't know what they do. No.
For the
I think
the
you
audience.
Do. Yeah, I think you do. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So really cool stuff.
Well, guys, I don't know. We've been going for about an hour and 20 minutes. I really hate to shut it down, but I think it might come. We might be hitting on that time. What do you guys think?
I'm fine with it.
Huh?
Yeah, it's up to you, man.
I'll tell you what. I'll ask everybody out there. You want us to go for another 10 minutes? Because I'm having a blast.
Well,
Hopefully you guys are too.
They're telling me to move the beer bottles. I'm like,
Okay.
how do you want me to move them, bro?
Right now, well, we
They're
move them off.
empty. You want me to move them? I'll move them.
All
You
right.
can't see the product placement.
There you go.
Product placement.
So do you want us to go another 10, at least to 9:30? We'd be more than happy to do that because I feel we're having great conversations. We really getting really in the weeds on the Uncle Nearest product line. I think the vibe is nice. The flow is great. You guys tell me. So Rod said he's still listening. So we're gonna, hey, we definitely gonna keep it going. Anybody here on the Facebook platform? Yes, Ken said 10 minutes more. Ken said overtime. We're going into overtime.
So
Yes.
I will tell you this. I went back to the 1884 simply because it pairs the best
with
this cigar.
With the Cro-Mag.
With the
no, it's not Cro-Mag.
Aquatine.
Aquatine.
Thank you, sir.
Boom. Boom.
And thank you again for supplying us with these.
Excuse me.
Everything looks good on you except for that hat, but that's all right.
New Yorkers, right? So here's I'm about to cry.
Uh-oh.
In 2018, the Uncle Nearest, it's called Nathan Green. The Nathan Green.
bottle. Nathan Green bottle.
Yeah, because that was his original name.
Yeah, we got to talk about that.
Okay.
Before he changed to Nearest.
The Nathan Green 1870 single barrel bottle, 116.7 proof, will sell for 70 pounds. Was that about $80-some maybe? But still.
Yeah.
Yeah, that ain't bad.
And now,
good luck.
and now it's not for sale.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever that price means, right?
Wow.
Yeah,
So, oh man, I hate that.
Find out what 70 pounds is equal to USD.
Oh my God.
So I know Douglas had asked me how's the cigar hitting. The chocolate needed? No, I had a little bit of chocolate because I wanted to kind of have that main line again and taste a little different. But I'm telling you, I went back to the 1884 with the Aquatine, and I'm loving it. Like that's a perfect match for me.
Okay, 84.
84, 50.
Yeah,
Okay.
USD.
And Ken had asked, how do you become a brand ambassador for Uncle Nearest?
It's all about relationships, man.
So
Ken, why don't you be a brand ambassador for Penelope?
You reached out to them. They reached out to you.
But I was also volunteering with another organization, the Black Bourbon Society.
Yes. Okay.
And so we brought in lots of different folks, and Uncle Nearest was one of them, and we hit it off. That was probably in 2018. So it was not a quick road. Uncle Nearest is really working to increase promote his profile here in the Carolinas.
Okay.
And so they haven't had anybody here to do that. And so it seemed like a good fit. We just been in touch over the years, and it's a genuine relationship.
Okay.
I'm a huge fan, and of course I've got a few accolades behind me in positions and relationships that made it palatable to them. To suffer my presence.
All right. So,
Yeah.
so you kind of built this off, like you said, relationships.
Mhm. Yeah, the whiskey industry on the brand ambassador side, it's all about relationships.
Okay.
It's all about relationships. I mean, you got to know the product too.
Mm-hmm.
So Ken, you're a Penelope product. You're in Jersey. I'm telling you, I swear he lives like next door to Penelope.
Is that right?
I'm.
You got to go. You got to go over there and talk to him. I mean, you can throw your resume in online if you want to. This is an analog industry when it comes to that kind of stuff. Relationships are built in person.
There you go.
Yeah.
So send Penelope your resume.
Those guys are nice. Those are some nice guys.
And your receipts.
I don't know if you heard that. He said, "And your receipts."
Yeah. So about the Nathan Green thing, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So Nathan Bedford Forrest out of Indiana is the founder of the clan, and that's who Nathan Green was named after. So they prefer to call him Uncle Nearest.
Wow.
Yeah, Nearest. Yeah.
Wow.
So yes, that is his proper, quote unquote, given name.
Okay.
But yeah. There's a disconnect.
I
in
did
here.
not know that.
Yeah, there's a disconnect in here.
That is wild.
See, now here's the thing that
Huge disconnect.
this is the thing that they should be teaching in schools, like that kind of history. You know, not ancient Egypt and hieroglyphs and all that shit. Like actual history, like that they know about, not
Mhm.
speculate about.
But with that said, I mean, I think there is a beautiful complex algorithm of race relations in the South. You've got Colonel Jack Daniels, a Confederate soldier,
Mhm.
and you've got Uncle Nearest
Mhm.
working together. There are people from Uncle Nearest family who still work at the Jack
Yeah,
Daniels.
there's September, yeah.
The first,
As a
I
matter
think
of fact, the picture that they associated him with was actually his son.
his son.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I remember you had told me this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when Uncle Nearest started up, there was a woman over at the Jack Daniels distillery who was the descendant of Jack Daniels. She came out of retirement to help run operations over at Uncle Nearest. That's the relationship.
Yeah.
They're two totally independent companies doing two different,
Actually,
two
that's,
different brands.
that's
two different whiskeys.
huge because she was paying homage to what
Yeah.
her great grandfather.
That's what these companies do. That's the bourbon industry.
Yeah, I see
It's
that.
definitely
You just-
a family.
Yeah.
Family.
I mean, think about it. The sisters are running the Pappy
Right.
thing, you know?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
it's like almost like a hand-me-down generation to generation.
When who was it? I think there was a Heaven Hill distillery
Mhm.
that burned a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
But everybody chipped in. Beam chipped in, helped them make juice and store it, right? Until Heaven Hill got back on the feet from that warehouse.
Wow.
They just worked together.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome.
Now that bottle is like a hot commodity now in the North Carolina circuit. Bottled and bond,
mhm.
Heaven Hill, it's good.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Heaven Hill, they don't. I haven't ever heard them do anything wrong.
Right.
I even like their what is that bottle? It is their moonshine bottle. Okay. Moonshine, legal moonshine. Like why was that? Is that even a thing?
Yeah, right.
But it's good. It's good.
Yeah, see, Ken just says Heaven Hill is fire. Didn't realize they all stepped up.
They did.
See,
It's amazing.
we'll put out knowledge for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. The competition stepped up and said, "Listen, I want to beat you when you're doing good.
Exactly.
I don't want to beat you when you're down.
Well,
oh my
If you're
God.
sick, I don't want to beat you. I mean,
Yeah.
we're gonna run,
Yeah.
but
I want you at your best.
As soon as you're 100%, we're
I
gonna
want
get
you
back
at-
out of here.
I want you
Yeah.
at your best.
Exactly.
I don't want you to have any
But-
excuses.
Yeah.
This was the thing why I like, some of these UFC fighters that are in it because they love fighting.
Mhm.
And you'll ask most of them, it's like, why are you in this? Because I'm here to prove I'm the best. But I'm not going to fight you if you're sick or you got a broken leg.
Yeah.
Now, I'll wait till you heal up.
Yeah.
Then let's go for it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Then I'll break your leg.
Then I'll break your leg.
right.
I want you
Right.
at your best while I'm at my best.
Yeah.
Right.
See, and Douglas mentioned when one succeeds, all succeed.
That's it.
Competitors are competitors
That's it.
and they drive business.
Yeah. I mean, as many accolades as Uncle Nearest has received over the last 5+ years, 620 and counting. They reached $100 million in sales late last summer, early fall. Fawn Weaver did a 100-city tour last summer, just touching all the places, the hot spots, right? With all the accolades, the growing market share that Uncle Nearest has, guess who hasn't missed out? Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
He missed a beat. Every drop of Jack Daniels whiskey, I'm a Tennessee Squire. Every drop of Jack Daniels whiskey you drink is made over there in Lynchburg, Tennessee. I don't care what part of the world you're in.
Yeah.
You could be in the UK, you could be in India, you could be in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
That bottle, the juice in that bottle, came out of Lynchburg, Tennessee.
Wow.
Yeah. And that has not diminished Uncle Nearest and vice versa.
Okay.
George Dickel is still doing fine.
What do you think of Dickel?
I think it's great.
Okay.
It's good whiskey.
All right.
Yeah.
I haven't cracked it yet. I have like maybe 2-3 bottles.
Right,
Different
right.
ones.
Naturally, you got 2 or 3 bottles.
Yeah.
I got a couple.
The 15.
The 15.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got a 15 and a half.
Yeah, because I got, what was it? The 12 one, the 15, and then
Blue,
the one.
blue label.
Yeah,
one.
I think like a bluish gray.
The 15.
The 15 is the short one that looks like 1792.
Yeah, it's a shorter bottle.
But they have a blue bottle. I think it's bottled and bond. That one's good.
Yeah, that's the one. The blue label, bottled and bond, which is a regular size bottle.
All right,
Yep.
so question for you from Shotproof Dave.
That's who made
Okay.
They sourced the whiskey from Georgia.
Wow. So does Uncle Nearest produce their own bottles?
They do.
Okay, because
Their
I
own
knew
juice.
during the
They make their own juice.
How about
Yes,
the
no, the bottle.
huh?
The glass or the juice?
No, the bottle. Hopefully, I'm getting that right. Does Uncle Nearest produce their own bottles? I know during the pandemic, there was an increase in sales. Some companies weren't able to keep up with demands due to not having enough bottles.
Well, I'll answer this way.
Mm-hmm.
Uncle Nearest currently makes their own distillate, their own juice, their own whiskey.
Okay, so you're not sure about that?
I don't know who makes the glass.
Okay.
So they don't have a glass blower.
No.
I didn't graduate from glass blowing class.
Yeah.
Basket.
Yeah.
Basket?
They're not a glass company.
All right.
Coca-Cola does that, right?
Yeah.
Coca-Cola makes their whiskey. They bottle.
Yeah, super nuts.
They have like 3 companies, right?
Yeah.
They have the production company where they make the soda.
Mm-hmm.
Then they got the company that where bottles of Coca-Cola bottling, and then you got Coca-Cola distribution.
Yep.
We do all that, right? Most whiskey companies, they make whiskey.
Gotcha.
Then they partner with someone else to help them with the distribution.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, so the best we got on that is probably a no.
They're not making glass. They
They're
don't
not
make
making
But
glass.
they
No,
do
they don't
make
make
they make their own juice.
Mhm.
Okay, got
Like you said, they don't have a glass blower in the back.
it.
Right.
Exactly.
Quick question. What determines a bottle and bond? How do you get to that status?
Oh my goodness. Okay. So there are a different set of criteria for that. On top of, if it's going to be bottle and bond bourbon, so it's got to meet all the bourbon things. I don't remember the 5, 6, 7 requirements to be bottle and bond. I don't remember all. One of them's got to be 100 proof. The other thing is got to have this little label
Right.
across it, right? What was happening, so I do know some of the story behind it. What was happening is one, whiskey is still one of the most heavily taxed commodities in the U.S. Alexander Hamilton and George Washington and Alex said, we got to pay the French back. And Alex is like, well, let's just tax this whiskey because everybody's making it over here in Pennsylvania, and because we don't have any money. And then that's of course where we get the Whiskey Rebellion in 1790, I believe it was. The shot was fired, federal troops involved, and all that stuff. Anyway, Bottle and Bond Act stems from the desire from the federal government to control the product and make sure it is what the provider said, the vendor said it is. That they have as much whiskey on hand, they aren't hiding it, and that it is 100 proof, that it was made in certain distilling seasons. There's 2 distilling seasons where there's a summer and fall, like January through June, and then July through December. So all those pieces come into play. And finally, there's a sticker that goes across the top with a stamp that says, this is this juice was made and bottled in a bonded warehouse.
Okay.
By the government. So you have revenues,
Right.
IRS agents,
Yep.
tax agents
Yep.
on the property of the distillery. There's still a little booth at the Jack Daniel's distillery where the IRS agent used to sit and watch the warehouse to make sure that you aren't taking stuff
Oh
out.
my God.
Yeah. And I walked in here yesterday. There were 15 barrels in here. Now there's 12. What gives, right?
Yeah.
Where the cigars go. So it's got to be a secure place. There is a bottle of whiskey called Larceny. Have you heard this?
Yes.
bottle?
Oh, that's
Oh,
one
we've
of my
had.
that's my go-to.
So there's keys on
One
there.
of those.
One of my
There's a set of keys on there.
correct.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a
Well, does the
keyhole.
Blade and Bow also have a key?
It does.
Okay.
It does. The story, I don't think it's a true story, but it's a hell of a story.
Okay.
The Larceny bottle is that John Fitzgerald, one of these IRS agents,
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
when the Stitzelweller, when the old Stitzelweller distillery got shut down, was shuttered, there was like 5 keys left, and he had one of the keys. He'd go in and check, and he would be dipping bottle
Yeah.
as a thief
Yeah.
out of one of his favorite barrels, a honey barrel, and he was caught. And this is why they came with the bottle of Larceny. They say this is an approximation of the juice that he was still.
Interesting.
John Fitzgerald.
So Ken's got another question for David. Does Uncle Nearest give you free bourbon as a brand ambassador? If
No.
so, is that standard practice? Would Penelope do that? Asking for a friend.
So on this side of the fence, the short answer to that is no. They don't pay you in whiskey. You don't want to be paid in whiskey.
No.
The other thing is you also don't want to be out and about drunk either. So,
Right. No, I hear you. And I think
Yeah,
that goes
yeah.
for most of, not just an ambassador, but also sales rep
Yeah.
for, for cigars.
Mhm.
They buy their own cigars.
Yeah.
It's not like the company goes, here, this is for you.
Mhm.
Do with what you want.
Yeah.
And when somebody's handing them out, one of the reps is handing them out, he paid for those sticks.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Out of his pocket. It's not like the company said,
You
if
go back and
see an
get
inconvenience-
reimbursed, but it's tracked.
Correct.
Somebody knows
Yep.
you bought a box of sticks.
Correct.
You know?
Yep.
They
So-
know if you got if the company gives you a bottle of whiskey and you're like, hey, it's all gone. Like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
We just had 12 cases. Where'd that go this week?
Where'd that all go?
Yeah. Account for that. Show me.
Yeah. He took it.
that ain't gonna be enough.
So Shotproof was saying he heard that Jack Daniels had started producing their own glass bottles because they
Okay.
weren't able to bottle their Frank Sinatra.
That may be. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe.
All right. Cool.
They couldn't bottle their Frank Sinatra.
Correct.
It's a very nice bottle.
Oh, Blue Eyes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Coy Hill, Frank Sinatra, the gold. What's the one on the gold label? It's no, that's one of the single barrel series I'm thinking of. Oh, by the way, they have a phenomenal bottle series at the Jack Daniel's distillery. Like stuff they don't sell anywhere else, just at the distillery.
Real.
Some really really cool. They sell them at 375 bottles. Oh my goodness.
Well, I know you were talking about your motorcycle trips coming up this year.
Yeah.
You're planning to make a couple of
Yeah.
little runs down
we're
to
gonna-
Tennessee.
Yeah, we're going out for theirs.
Well, they always say, go to the other distilleries first
Okay.
because you're gonna love it in Uncle Nearest. You're gonna
Okay.
stay.
All right.
I would encourage you to take that advice.
And that's the difference, right? Like if
Okay.
you go to some place.
Go to Mary Bobo's lunch place over at near Jack Daniels, and then go there.
So Shotproof said the
Like the
single
next day.
and with
Shotproof
the
said the single barrel proof has the gold label.
yeah,
For
Ken
Jack-
said that also. Yes.
Okay.
The Heroes Collection.
Heroes Collection.
For Jack Daniels, okay.
Oh, so he says GD twice barrel is a blue label. Yeah, Ken knows his shit too.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is why, I thank you for, following us and watching us.
Yeah, y'all have a
But
great audience.
We
It's a great
love the input from them
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
there's so much knowledge to be shared throughout.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
We get the knowledge back as we're putting it out, and I love it.
Yeah,
I love this part of it.
All right, guys. Look, it's 9:38,
Mm.
so we're gonna go ahead and kind of shut this down. But before we shut it down, give us a round of applause for Dave Neely
Yeah.
again for
Thank
coming
you for
out
joining
here.
us, Dave.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Thanks for having
sharing
me.
knowledge with
Looking
us.
forward to all this.
Oh man, it was a plethora, a wealth of knowledge, and also, you really opened up the engagement for other people to share knowledge too as well.
Yeah.
Which really, in my opinion,
And we may have a new Penelope rep coming online.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Go for it, Ken.
Pulling for you, man.
Yeah, we might have a new
Pulling
Penelope.
for you.
rep.
I'll even take a picture of some of my bottles for you to
Yeah.
put in as a resume.
So
Yeah.
one last question I got from Shotproof. He said that Uncle Nearest has plans to maybe do a double or a toasted barrel version.
I do not know.
Do not know.
But he said that with a smile.
But yeah.
I'm saying it was smart because I enjoy saying I do not know. And I try to make it up.
Not
Okay.
a nod and a
Yeah.
wink.
There you go.
Yeah,
Nah, but
I enjoy. I thoroughly enjoy. I don't know.
Jason
Hey.
said thanks, good show.
Yeah.
Yeah, so does
it's from
Douglas.
AKA White Hand.
and Ken says thanks for joining me, David.
Yeah.
And
So guys, look, do us a favor. This is just me talking. I really like the vibe. I like the conversation. I love the engagement. I love to share this to more and more people. So tell tell a phone, tell a friend to go out and share, like, comment on both platforms. You got Facebook over here at the Cigarage ! And you have me on my platform, YouTube, which is Handlebars and Cigars. Now, Dave, if you want to share any of your platforms with us, please, by all means.
Follow Uncle Nearest Carolinas
Okay.
IG and Big Brother Bourbon on IG.
So that's Big Brother Bourbon on IG and Uncle Nearest Carolina on IG.
With an S.
With an S, Carolina.
That's just both. It's
Because
both.
both North and South Carolina.
Yeah.
And definitely give him a shout out because he took time out of his busy day to come join us, which we are forever grateful and thankful for you doing that. Look.
Ken, hold on, Ken. You will see David again March 15th,
It's on the calendar.
8 p.m.
Yeah.
over at the Speakeasy 2110.
And we're going live.
Going live from there.
Mm-hmm.
So
again, as always, we want everybody out there to be healthy.
Be healthy.
Be healthy. Be happy.
happy.
Be safe. But more importantly, we want you to be easy. Till next time, have a fantastic evening, and we'll see you here next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Be good and have a great afternoon or evening. Take care. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, this is like